defensively there's no real threat. Again, I don't think Pakistan bowled patiently enough with the new ball. You know, they've hit a lot of fours already, England, and they're sailing along. You know, they've knocked off the deficit now. Once England get to that sort of 150 mark, every run after that is going to hurt, really hurt.
Okay.
So Pakistan need to break through. They need to make a breakthrough. But before all this happened, of course, Pakistan had 7 wickets in hand, which they didn't utilise very well at all. You know, they were impatient. You know, the way they were dismissed.
They lost 6 wickets in 36 overs.
Yeah, that's unacceptable, really. You know, so they've only got themselves to blame. They've put themselves in this position now, and now tomorrow they've got to see to it that they get themselves out of it. And to do that, they need to be patient. They've got to bowl maidens if they can, and just bowl one side of the wicket in the channel.
Where did the Pakistan bowlers go wrong?
So it's the same again. Just being picked off through the leg side and then bowling short and wide. You know,
Okay.
I think that the left and right hand combination does do its job there. It takes its toll. Yep.
Yeah.
But as a Test cricketer, you've got to have the skills to be able to combat that. You know, every now and then you bowl a bad ball. It happens to everyone. But there's too many error balls, and they're letting them off. They're not building pressure.
Okay, so 46 by Sarfraz Ahmed, NG 56 by Misbah-ul Haq, his second half century of the series to go with his 114 at Lords in the first innings of the first Test match. So Wasim 400, and then a lead of 100, and barely 33 or 34 overs, and you concede.
We're in trouble, aren't we?
Huh?
We are in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank you very much.
Now
for
we have
accepting
to.
that.
Yeah, I don't know who to blame. The 7 wickets we lost today,
Yeah.
or then the bowling show we put up.
Okay.
So I think it's a combination of both. So
Do you really think that the 70 extra runs conceded on day 1 by Pakistan, that is now becoming the weakest link for them in this Test match?
Yeah, we had a chance to dismiss them under 200 at one point. So I think we lost a bit there.
Yeah.
But the bowling effort again today was not up to the mark at all. Again, we were bowling in their zone, and rather than putting the pressure of those 100 runs we had on the board, I think Misbah took it the other way around. He was so worried about the 100 runs that not to give it away, rather than use it and build pressure on English batsmen. And he was quite right. We didn't bowl on one side of the wicket. We bowled too many short balls again. We didn't see too many straight drives, which we discussed this morning.
So were they trying to get the batsmen out, or what was their plan? What did they execute?
Well, to be honest, I couldn't see any plan in there. Bowlers were just running
It was just
in, and they were
random.
just hoping that somehow they will pick up wickets. And Misbah, he lacked a bit of innovations with his field placement. Pretty traditional, couple of boundaries and fielder out on the boundary. So rather than having field on the one side, having extra maybe catching cover rather than having a deep point,
All right.
these sort of things were missing, but we lacked the energy. Sohail Khan wasn't up to the mark today. You could see his body wasn't quite
Having
ready.
taken a 100-run lead, do you really think that their body language correlated with the reality of the match? It didn't. It seemed that they were like prostrated. They were like.
Well, that got to do with the personal
Jaded.
performances also. If you look at Mohammad Amir, he's too busy with himself right now to find his form,
Yeah.
and he's not effective. I seriously thought that we should have started with Rahat Ali and Sohail Khan today.
Okay.
Rahat was much better option with the new ball. We have seen Mohammad Amir for last 5 innings now. He hasn't done the trick for the team. So these kind of innovations, and Misbah has to think out of his box.
Okay.
Because we
So-
saw Lister Cook this morning.
Yeah.
That was not normal Lister Cook as a captain. He was pretty innovative with his field placements, and it worked for him. And maybe these sort of things Misbah needs to pick up also.
So you have to be very, very careful when you start talking about Lester Cook's captaincy, because one of his detractors is here, very here. here. You know him?
Yeah, he looked in control
You know
today,
him,
other than
Andrew?
Moeen Ali when he was
might,
bowling.
Yeah.
He may well be lurking. That's old Paul from London.
Paul from London. You're right. जी सुल्तानपुरी भाई कैसे हैं आप? ये क्या हो गया? ये क्या माजरा है? ये किस किस्म का टेस्ट मैच है? ये क्या क्रिकेट है?
यही उसने क्रिकेट का ब्यूटी है.
ये हुसन सिर्फ हमारे
जैसा सोचोगे
हाथों की वजह से।
क्रिकेट में ऐसा नहीं है, जैसा सोचोगे वैसा ही होगा।
ठीक,
सही, वो सिर्फ जन्नत में ही होगा।
अच्छा, लेकिन आप
क्रिकेट के ग्राउंड पे हर सेशन बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है। लेकिन आज जितने सीम हुई है बॉल, मेरे ख्याल से पहले दिन भी उस पेस के साथ नहीं हुई जो आज हुई है।
ओके,
बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी की इंग्लैंड ने, थोड़ा सा लूज बॉल की है, लेकिन 143 पे 7 विकेटें ली उन्होंने। और आज कुछ बॉलें मतलब किक भी गई हैं, तेज़ गई हैं, मतलब कि लाके उन्होंने मारी है बॉल, वो तेज़ जा
थोड़ा सा
रही है।
वेरिएबल बाउंस लगा आपको?
नहीं, बैट्समैन को प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी, थोड़ा पीछे अगर बॉल करेंगे तो अच्छी किक कर रही थी। कुछ बॉल कीपर ने नीचे भी पकड़ी, कुछ ऊपर भी पकड़ी, लेकिन वो लेंथ के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहा था।
ठीक,
तो बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी की उन्होंने, और थोड़ी बहुत आज फील्ड प्लेसिंग में चेंज किया था उन्होंने, गली पॉइंट को थोड़ा अंदर किया था, रन भी बचाए वहाँ पे। और असद शफीक का आउट होना, मेरे ख्याल से वो 25-30 की 40 की पार्टनरशिप लगती तो वो रन और ऐड हो जाते
would have been
हैं।
different.
यूनुस खान का आउट होना, दो आपके मेन प्लेयर जो बैट्समैन खेल रहे हैं 6 में से, हफीज़, 3 बैट्समैन ने रन किए हैं एक तरह से।
या,
तो उसके लिहाज से भी 400 बोर्ड पे लगना ये अचीवमेंट है पाकिस्तान की।
ठीक,
400 अच्छा टारगेट, मेरे ख्याल से आधा घंटा हमने ज़ाया किया थोड़ा सा। जब सरफराज और राहत अली बैटिंग कर रहे थे उस वक्त बॉल मूवमेंट थी बॉल में,
ओके,
ठीक है, वो हम एक रन भी नहीं ले रहे थे और ओवर भी बैटिंग जा रहे थे,
ठीक।
तो टाइम ज़ाया हुआ। अगर हम वहाँ पे कोशिश करते इसको एक्सेलरेट करने की, उसमें विकेट भी गिर सकती थी, ऐसा नहीं है। उन्होंने ऐड कितने रन किए आधे घंटे में? 14 या 16 रन किए होंगे। तो उसके बाद जाहिर सी बात है, रोल के बाद वो कल वाला विकेट दोबारा हो गया जो मैं ऑब्जर्व की। विकेट में ना एयर में मूवमेंट थी, ना पिच पे मूवमेंट थी,
ओके,
जैसे कल हुआ। मे बी रोल होने के बाद बिहेवियर चेंज हुआ इसका। जिस तरह से सोहेल खान आ रहा था, लग रहा था बॉल ना स्विंग हुआ रहा है ना, तो उन्होंने सिर्फ पंच किया। तो एलेक्स हेल का कामयाब होना, तो फ्लैट विकेट जब हो जाती है उस पर टेक्निक की ज़रूरत नहीं होती,
Okay.
उसमें सिर्फ आपको टाइमिंग की ज़रूरत है।
ठीक।
इसीलिए जो गैप मिला, उसने बाउंड्री कितनी 6-7 अगर बाउंड्री लगाई
7
है,
boundaries।
उसने 2-3 रन तो लिए ही नहीं, उसने 1 रन लिया है, चौका मारा।
ठीक।
इसका मतलब वेट कर रहा था, गैप में उसने टाइम किया है, चौके मारे। और सामने अगर खेल रहा है अपना एलिस्टर कुक, इसका मतलब बॉल बैट पे बहुत अच्छी आ रही है।
ओके,
क्योंकि उसकी बैक लिफ्ट इतनी हाई है, मैं सकलन से भी बात कर रहा था कि उसको वापस लाने के लिए रीअलाइन करना पड़ता है बॉल की लाइन में आने के लिए, तो उसमें वो मैनेज कर रहा है, इसका मतलब मूवमेंट नहीं है।
okay. So Rashid Latif thinks that Cook's captaincy was a little potent today, that they brought the gully in, and they also tried not to concede too many runs, and yet picked up the wickets. According to him, the ball didn't have the variable bounce, but there were balls which were keeping low, and some being collected very high by the wicketkeeper. But probably that was because of the length and not the nature of the pitch and the use of heavy roller.
नहीं, हैवी रोलर
use
इंग्लैंड
of-
में हैवी रोलर नहीं यूज होता।
So use of rolling the pitch, and he thinks that made it too placid, and that is the reason that Pakistan, they lost their plot.
Yeah, well, I think you'll see. I think the wicket is just starting to play. It's just starting to. There is a bit of variable bounce there, just a little bit now. And I think if England start racking up a good score, you'll see the batsmen start running on the wicket, trying to sort of.
And Rashid also thinks that Alex Hales, he scored runs because the wicket was too flat, and he also discussed about Alistair Cook's technique and the back lift, the high back lift. According to him, he had to realign to just come in the line of the ball, and that means he was getting his time and there was no movement. So
Yeah, well, he just played too many. They just didn't bowl well again.
No.
There's no excuses for
okay,
a plan as simple as what it is. When you're playing flat wickets like that, you've got to be patient.
yeah,
You know, they didn't bring the England batsmen forward. You know, I watched quite a bit of that last sort of session, and they were playing the ball just standing up and just knocking it. You know, you've got to draw them forward on a slow wicket and have a man at catching cover or straight on the wicket.
Okay.
You've got to get them driving. The ball just stops in the wicket or bounces a bit. Get them caught in front of the wicket,
Right.
and then if they're driving, they edge. Then your chances behind the wicket as well. But their length is wrong.
okay.
डॉग एक चीज़ और, थर्ड इनिंग और फोर्थ इनिंग में जब पिच की कंडीशन ये हो जाती है तो मोस्टली फुल बॉलिंग की जाती है। अगर फोर्थ इनिंग में भी आप शॉर्ट ऑफ लेंथ तो नहीं करते, कोशिश करते हैं कि आप खुद ही बैट्समैन
up
ट्राई
करें।
करें। तो ये वजह, लेकिन 100 रन की लीड पाकिस्तान के एक टेस्ट मैच 330 रन से हारा हुआ और 100 रन की आपके पैर लीड हो, तो वो अप्रोच नहीं लगी मुझे कि जिस तरह से हम जाते हैं
exactly what Wasim was saying.
अप्रोच नहीं लगी।
The body language
बॉल
नहीं थी।
मतलब फुल लेंथ करते जहाँ पे चौके अगर इतने बैक फुट पे खाए वो इजी हो गया, जैसे एंड्रयू बताया बैक फुट पे रह गया, उसे पंच किए हल्के हल्के से, या राइट हैंड ने मारे तो इजी हो
खा नहीं
गया,
तो मुंह में खा
थोड़ा
ले।
आगे बॉल करें तो खेलना पड़ेगा।
सकी भाई, एक तो your review about Pakistan's innings 400 and then England knocking off the lead and now 120 without loss. So one thing, and the second, how did you see Yasir Shah bowling? Because after that 10-wicket haul at Lord's, we have seen him struggling, and we never expect him to bowl one too many long hops, which he has done. So probably something to do with his stiff back or not being able to complete his action or bending his back, and so the problem. So now you explain it to us.
Well, Doc, if you see English bowlers, first they bowled really well. They bowled really into the channel, and the ball was swinging, and they utilized that, and they bowled in a really good channel area, which which really destroyed our batting lineup. And after that, I think I agree. After the roll, maybe the ball wasn't swinging that much when Pakistan bowled. But I think if the ball is not swinging, if the pitch is giving nothing to the bowlers, what you gonna do?
If it's not seeming, so
What you gonna do? You have to bowl really straight, length ball. And I believe, I know so many bowlers like Wasim bhai, Waqar bhai, on a flat pitch, new pills, always they does a bit, they do a bit, they used to do a bit. But I can't understand that why our bowlers, they couldn't swing the ball, the new one. And the approach wasn't that right when we started bowling. If you have 100 runs lead on the board, what you gonna do? You will come hard. You will try and get a couple of wickets in that sort of lead. And I think we were not we didn't try that much. And I think approach wasn't right. Yasir Shah, yes, I think after the first test match, I believe that he's having some sort of technical issues. Definitely, he's not finishing his action properly. I think maybe because of back injury or something. And I realized that today, when he was bowling, I think his neck was moving too much. I think
trying
you
to
will
balance himself, and his neck was like.
And the
going.
other thing is,
right.
I don't know why he's not trying wrong to Alex Hales. And in UAE, when we played, and I think he took a couple of wickets on Wrongan. I don't think so. I don't know why he lost the faith on his Wrongan, why he's not trying it. And even though Alex Hales, he's playing with the stiff hands, and he's just pushing towards mid-off. And I think he should try that one as well. And I'm not happy with the pace. He's relying too much with the straighter one. He should do a bit of,
give the loop. And
a bit of dip and loop and try and spin the ball. I think he's
but
on the
with
back
your
foot
neck,
as well.
With your neck or head not in position when you are delivering, probably you can't have the proper shape of the ball as well.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So he has lost his plot.
You're
So we
right.
have to identify that why. Because I was like, we were sitting off here and Andrew was with me, so I was trying to ask him that what has gone wrong. That they have started virtually to negate him now. First they were negotiating against him, now they are negating him.
And I
So
think
what has happened? He's a fantastic bowler.
I think I'm sure that he's carrying some sort of niggles or
Niggle or
injury.
something, yeah.
And the other
That,
thing
that
is,
shows we don't know
yeah, we
what's
don't
true.
know. God knows. And in the first innings, I think he bowled negatively.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally.
After that, one for 266
I
at
think
Old
so.
Trafford.
Yes, yes.
So you want to tell
Leg
that
spinner
this-
generally we call leg spinner, they are wicket taking bowler, and
Yeah.
their approach, their mentality is to take the wickets.
Right.
You can't be going with that sort of approach that you are trying to go economical. You are not like that. Leg spinner.
leg spinners are not expected to be economical at all.
No.
जी भाई
डॉक अगर उसको कोई इंजरी है ना तो इतनी लंबी बॉलिंग नहीं कर सकता।
नहीं, अगर बैक स्पैज्म हो, इंजरी की बात नहीं हम कर रहे, अगर स्टिफ बैक हो,
बहुत लंबी बॉलिंग की है,
तो then
50
what's
ओवर
happening?
54 ओवर की है।
Okay, 150 overs before this. तो फिर how could you explain?
कोई ना कोई एरर आ रहा होगा, लेग स्पिनर ही बता सकता है बेहतरीन।
राशिद
उन्होंने
भाई,
बताने की कोशिश की है
हाँ, राशिद
because
भाई,
leg spinners
बॉल को टर्न नहीं करना चाह रहा होगा ना,
ओके
नहीं हो रही टर्न। जो एक्शन देख लें, इसको जो टर्न मिलेगा वो राउंडर स्टंप आके मिलेगा, क्योंकि पूरी बॉडी लगेगी। इसकी बॉडी पहले भी नहीं लगती थी, ऐसा नहीं समझे कि पहले लगती थी।
He was never a big turner,
बहुत टर्नर नहीं था,
मगर
लेकिन लूप देता था पहले। यहाँ से दे रहा है, यहाँ से इसको सही से मेरे ख्याल से बॉडी यहाँ से लग रही है राउंडर स्टंप, ओवर द विकेट तेज बॉलिंग कर रहा है। और इस पिच पे अगर तेज आ रही है ऑटोमेटिकली